Hey guys, RJ here and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time, make sure to subscribe for more diorama and 3D related content. I wanted to make something that fits a steampunk aesthetic mixed in with a bit of Warhammer and sci-fi. And also, you'll notice that the design changes a lot because I wasn't really going off of a reference for this one. I did a lot of playing around with the shapes and weapons to get something that I thought would look cool on the tabletop. So if it jumps around, I'll be sure to cut in and kind of explain what I did. For this build, I started with my own base mesh. One of the cool things about 3D is that you don't really have to start from scratch. So basically I just went to an old project and I stole the base mesh that already had clothes and a human torso under it, and then I started building the armor on top of that. I do, however, have a video where I make my own base mesh. You can check that out. It's just a time lapse of how I start some of my sculpts, but it's pretty common for 3D modelers to start with a base mesh so that I don't have to resculpt the same human figure 100 times. And on that note, let's jump in and do some 3D modeling. So at this point, I really wasn't feeling the design of the helmet, so like I said earlier, I went ahead and changed it out and redesigned a new one. Alright, and once I finished modeling the armor and the shield, I dropped in a rifle and a spear from my asset library, and I started posing the models and remeshing them for printing. There was actually a fair amount of resculpting that I had to do after posing them, but I eventually came up with these different variations. And this is what I went with. I then took them over to Chai2 Box and I added supports and tried to print them off.
Alright guys, so I just got finished printing these off and they look pretty good. One of the problems that I noticed though is that they're too tall, especially in comparison to the Space Samurai dude I built a couple videos ago and the tank. Another problem is, as you can see, their helmets didn't really come out so well. You can't really see the holes or the details on the helmets, so I'm going to probably go back into Blender, make the helmets a little bigger so it looks kind of like heroic, and then I'm going to print these dudes back off again. And then bada boom, bada bing, should be good to go. So I'll be back once I print the new batch off, and at a different scale, because, well, my initial idea was to make a whole army with these dudes so that they look cool on the tank, but these guys are just a little too big. So I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, so I just ran off another print, and these guys came out pretty good. Except for this one, he's got no fucking holes in his helmet. The rest of them I checked out and they look pretty good. If I can get this damn camera to focus, dude. So you can see the holes in the helmet and the rivets and everything like that. On the old ones you really can't see. These ones right here, you can't really see the details. These ones you can. So that's kind of like a lesson when you're 3D printing, is that you really have to exaggerate things to get what you want. So basically what I did with this one is that I went back in Blender and I made the holes a lot deeper. I just used cylinders and booleaned it off, and then I also made the rivets deeper so you can see them. And I made the heads bigger. You can see this one's got the same size head as this one, even though he's a lot shorter. I also scaled him down a little bit, kind of fit with the 28mm size, which is like heroic. So he has like a bigger head, more exaggerated details. But all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with these. And I'm going to go ahead and carefully remove all the supports off of them and then cure them up.
Okay guys, so that's it for this week's video. I even went ahead and painted this guy. I thought he looks pretty good, but I'm not really that much of a painter. I like to design him more than I do paint him. But maybe next week I'll paint it again. But anyways guys, yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subbed. And if you're interested in finding any of these models, I'll link this one below, and I'll link my cults page below, and you should be able to find everything there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.